Hey everyone, what's going on? LJ back again with another yard sales find video. You can call this one 7 from Saturday. Managed to find a few good ones today. Not a whole lot of yard sales, 4th of July weekend, but hey, it is what it is. Picked up a few good things, wanted to share them with you. What you may be able to hear in the background is ABC's Lexicon of Love. This is All of My Heart playing right now, and we'll save this for another video, but it's one of my favorite synth pop records from the early 80s. Absolutely love it. So on to the 7. Found some decent stuff, if not pretty common, but some good things. The first one is, I have the dubious distinction of owning a Ray Charles collection for which I don't have a single jacket. I'm not even kidding you. They're all in paper sleeves. I love Ray, and I find his records, and they're alright, but just no jackets. And today I found 1965's Ray Charles Country and Western meets Rhythm and Blues. So I was kind of excited about it. I didn't have this one. It's not in the best condition, but it should be listenable in a good early copy. From what I understand, this came out a few years after Ray Charles Country and Western records, and this one incorporates rhythm and blues, blurring that line a little bit more than had been earlier done. So looking forward to listening to that. I think I paid $0.25 for that, for most of these actually. Second, Commodores, Natural High, the Brothers Afro. Beyond being, 1978, I think this was the Commodores' 5th or 6th album. But it also gave them their first #1 hit, and I think Lionel Richie's real first mainstream crossover appeal that would set him up for what would come in the future. This has 3 Times a Lady is the hit here. It's a song I can't stand, and I think a lot of Commodores fans were alienated by that. There's still a lot of good funk songs on the record. I mean, honestly, if you're a member of that band, how can you not have funky soul? But it did produce a big hit and gave them a lot of success. I also found my very first copy, and it's a fantastic condition copy of Chicago's first record, Chicago Transit Authority, which they were still known as at that time. Of course, this has the big hits. Does anybody really know what time it is? Beginnings, Questions, 67 and 68. And the latter, that Questions is, of course, the first time the world got to hear Peter Cetera really just soar with his vocals. So I tend to avoid early Chicago, to be honest with you. I grew up and was weaned on the 80s, what you might call syrupy Chicago or poppy Chicago, Peter's Chicago, much like Phil Collins' Genesis. But this one in particular I didn't have, had been looking for, and was really happy to find. Gatefold, 2 LPs in great condition. I was listening to it this afternoon. It's fantastic. Stars on Long Play. Piece of my childhood, and I'm going to call it the first mixtape. And the reason for that is this came out in 1981, and I remember listening to this in the car over and over and over. And what it is it's side 1 is a big long Beatles medley, and I've sung this for years. It just got burned into my brain. Side 2 is a couple other smaller medleys, oldies, and disco, and so forth. But I guess, this went to #1 in a lot of countries all over the US and Europe, and as far as I know, the UK kind of got mixtape mania after this for a couple of years, and Willem van Kooten, I believe, from the Netherlands, actually owned the copyrights to a similar mix that came out at the time, and decided that he would go commercial and legit with it. And it's funny, I've read that for as much as the songs sound like the Beatles, they're actually, Willem found McCartney and Lennon sound-alikes to sing them, and it sounds fantastic. It's great. I was kind of stunned, I was flipping through and saw the big star and immediately just had to have it, and again, it was about $0.25. The Romantics, their debut album. Of course, What I Like About You, the big hit song here. It's just a cool album. I think it's a big throwback to kind of the Kingsmen and Hollies, but with more of an 80s pop sensibility. I haven't listened to it yet. I do have memories of it. I'm sure I'll love it. It's just It was a great record to find. This was $1. Next one we'll skip right by was my replacement copy of Christopher Cross. You have to have this. And I did, but the jacket was in terrible condition. So this was just a great replacement copy. Sailing, Ride Like the Wind, just so much on here. The Light Is On and so forth. It's just a great record. I loved it. Christopher, of course, took home a ton of Grammys in 1980, I believe, when that was released. And last, Andy Taylor's Thunder. Andy Taylor, of course, of Duran Duran fame. So right away, I'm gonna love it. I'm a huge Duran fan. A little Duranian, always have been. So seeing this, this slipped under the radar for me. I had never heard of this. When Duran Duran splintered into Arcadia and Power Station, I followed those. This came out in 1987, and I never knew about it. I was kind of flipping through today. I saw Andy Taylor's name and thought I'd grab it. Andy Taylor handles most of the lead vocals on here. He's actually not a bad singer. And Steve Jones plays guitar on this. And Steve Jones, of course, was the Sex Pistols guitarist. So you have a guitar virtuoso masterpiece here. It's not bad. It wasn't a favorite. I can say if you don't like Duran Duran, you'll love it because it sounds nothing like them. I was kind of hoping it would, but of course that's just me. It wasn't bad. It's kind of adult AOR, Survivor, if you will, very similar to that. Not sure if you're familiar with it, but to find it for $1, it's worth checking out. It's pretty decent background noise. I don't think I'd pay any more than that for it. That's just me. So those are my 7 from Saturday. Be out probably doing a little crate digging tomorrow at Flea Market. We'll see what turns up there. Always looking forward to any of your comments, maybe anything that you've found. And also wanted to do a quick thank you to all the people that have subscribed recently. I never imagined anyone would subscribe to my channel and want to hear anything I have to say about records or love of music or anything like that, but what a great community. Everyone has so many great recommendations. I've picked up a ton of great recommendations. Hopefully I'm giving you some as well, giving something back, but yeah, you guys have been great. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all the great feedback and comments and messages. It's been fantastic. So that's it. Good night, Saturday night. Talk to you.